product and quotient rule. Let's roll. We actually have somebody to roll now.
I pre-roll those arms.
Oh,
Can't pre-roll.
I
100% he can pre-roll.
Yeah,
Why couldn't he?
I got fours.
Okay. All I really need from you is what does product and quotient mean? Like if you hear product rule and quotient rule, what should that say to you immediately?
That feels like multiplying.
Yep.
And,
Well, what would be the opposite of multiplying?
Divided.
Dividing, good. So, this should immediately tell you multiplying and dividing. But for the most part, you know, most people don't really get why we even need that to start with. You guys are kind of used to when we did limits. When we did limits and we learned all those different properties and rules of limits, limits were kind of like a free-for-all because we didn't really have to learn like specific rules for limits. If we had a limit of two things multiplied, we could just find the limit of them individually. And so you may not have realized it at the time at all, but this was super easy because there was no specific cases. For limits, anything we had, we could just kind of do the limit before or after, and it didn't really matter. And it kind of just, you chose whatever was easier for you. But once you get to derivatives, it's not the same. Does anybody have that formula sheet?
I lost it.
So on that formula sheet, the first couple derivatives that you look at, you've got a derivative of a constant, you've got a derivative of x, and then I believe power rule is the third one. No, maybe? I don't know what order they're in. Oh, they put product rule on number 3. Okay. If you look at number 2 on the formula sheet, you can take the derivative of things that are added and subtracted individually. And that's absolutely what we have been doing. If you have a polynomial equation, we've been taking the derivative of each term individually without like you just kind of do it intuitively. And those were the properties we learned. Unfortunately, as soon as you get to multiplication and division, it no longer works. So we have to learn what's called the product and quotient rule. This is the product rule. This basically just says if you're taking the derivative of two different variable things, and those variable things are being multiplied, then you have to follow this to get the answer. Now, I specifically brought up variable things because everybody keeps locking themselves out. If either one of these two things was just a regular number, you don't have to use the product rule. Like, oh, I erased it already. When we have the derivative of 3x squared, that 3 in the front is a multiplier, so your derivative is going to have a 3 in the front. If you have a number, multiplier just follows. But if it's a variable, you have to follow that. So, most people memorize this as first derivative of second plus second derivative of first. It's basically one of each. And it absolutely doesn't seem right that the derivative has information from the original function in it, but that's how it works. And I mean, I can show you, or, you know, how they prove it and how they make it work and everything. But as long as you memorize this, that's all you really need. Okay. What are you doing? What do you mean sorry? You make it sound like you're not, it's like an accident. Why can't you guys ever just sit down? Okay, if I'm looking at example A, I'm gonna call this first thing F, the second thing G. Now, I know writing F can be confusing because it's f of x, not the same in any which way. I think your formula sheet even uses a u and a v on purpose, so that you don't confuse it with f and f of x. This is just basically trying to identify things. Here's what I'm gonna have you do is, off on the side of the problem, we are gonna find the 4 things we need before we write the answer. We're gonna identify f, f prime, g, and g prime. After doing this a while, you're not gonna need to write this down, you just do it in your head. But absolutely especially when we get to quotient rule, you're gonna need these written down because you're gonna need to refer to them. I know, it's been a really long time since I had you roll.
Yeah. We got 5. Are we doing like one each, or like one each?
What?
Are we gonna do like one each?
Oh, I don't know, you can pre-roll if you want.
F
What's that?
Is
I wrote it down. It doesn't matter which one you call F or G, almost everybody just picks the first one as F, but it doesn't matter. Because multiplication, you can swap the orders. So we identified F as 2x minus 1, so F prime would be what? 2. Good. Sure, who's the next person?
we got 5.
That is the exact same number.
Oh, sorry.
How did that work?
27. I said the same one.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
27.
27.
X minus 4.
Okay, and then the derivative of that would be what?
0 or 1.
1.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I heard you kind of figuring it out in your head. Okay, now I'm gonna take those 4 things and write the answer. So my derivative, f prime of x, is going to be f, 2x minus 1, times g prime, which is 1, plus g, x minus 4, times f prime, which is 2. And then we need to simplify it. So 2x minus 1 plus 2x minus 8 I would get 4x minus 9. Hey, I'm kind of shocked nobody asked me this already. I was 100% waiting for somebody to say it would just be quicker to FOIL those out and then find the derivative separately.
Yeah.
Because it definitely would be. If I were to have FOILed those out, I would get 2x squared minus 8 minus 1 plus 4. And then the derivative of 2x squared minus 9x plus 4 would be 4x minus 9. So you are absolutely going to be allowed to take the derivative any which way you want. So if you get something like this and you feel it's easier for you to FOIL it out and then do the derivative of the answer, you can. We're basically just practicing the product rule on easy questions before we get to much worse ones. So if almost 90% of the time, you will not be able to FOIL it out. So, but usually I always get somebody asking me if you could have just done that. B. Here's what I'd like you guys to try. Figure out F, F prime, G, G prime. Find those four things on your own on B. Individually, they're not terribly difficult. Tyler, who did we roll?
I rolled 11.
11. Kendra. Well, kind of, yeah, you're right.
Should I roll again?
No,
Count one.
Abby, you are the winner.
Oh, I got 10.
What I was hoping you'd do is go up there and write down F, F prime. Oh, go ahead. I didn't know how long it would take, sorry. Are you running 2 hours of sleep as well? Okay. You can do the first 3? You're slowing yourself down by talking to other people. There you go. Okay? We need the next person?
Number 10.
G prime.
Okay. When you go up there, Madam?
I suppose it kind of depends on what she writes as F, though. I was assuming she was going to write that for F. Yeah, just wait till she's done. I mean, 2 people can write it once, but
Myself.
we don't really have any space.
I'm safe though.
Oh, she's taking your job. Oh, no, you can. No, you can. I was just joking. Okay.
I'm safe, right? If I roll myself. Mr. McLeod?
What?
If I roll myself, I'm safe, right?
It's up to you.
Yeah, no, I'm safe.
I mean, I would never know what number you actually roll, so even if you rolled yourself, you could just read another number. How have you not figured that out by now?
What? Figure what out?
Well,
can say
nobody has a clue what number you actually rolled.
I'm honest.
So, okay.
Honesty's the best.
You're 100% right. That's why I basically say the person rolling, I let them choose if they want to go or not. Okay, are we in agreement on F, F prime, G, G prime? Good. Next person.
Oh, I got 3.
3. Who's number 3? William? Perfect. I was hoping you could go up there underneath the original problem, write down the generic product rule. Like, what order do I have to write things out, and I'm not sure how to phrase that better. Basically, the product rule that I circled up above. What order should I write things down? Wait, back up.
Like the actual numbers?
Is that a Dale Earnhardt senior shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that. I like that. I thought for sure it was a junior, but then I didn't see junior anywhere. Perfect. That's right. Oh, you don't have, okay. Where did we find that shirt though?
What?
Where on earth would you find that shirt nowadays?
Online.
Oh, really? I mean, he died 25 years ago now? Okay. What? That's not very difficult.
I got 50.
I was gonna be Sully and she's gonna be. She can be Sully and
Okay.
we'll send you pictures. What if we were to school?
I would love it. We're not allowed to dress up anymore because they consider it they consider it a religious holiday now.
Taylor dresses up every. Oh, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get it, but I like dressing up all the time for Halloween. But, so I would definitely, that'd be fine with me. Well, I can't dress up for Halloween. You mean at home? No. No, I live in a townhome area, so like nobody comes to the door because they never know who's there or not. Or I'll just eat it.
Or just bring us kids.
I have the candy here already. I do, I have it here already. Wait, who did we roll?
You were in.
Yeah, I know, I was distracted.
I got 9. Are they here?
Ruth! Oh wait, you already went.
Oh, okay.
I'll go again.
Nah. We got 18.
Audrey, how do you feel about going up there to write down the things for the product rule? Okay? I mean, once you figure out how to set up the product rule, it's very easy. You just put the parts in. Where most calc students have trouble is the algebra of simplifying it. So you don't have to multiply anything out, just write the parts. Whoa. Oh, I bet your sweatshirt was hitting the board. Wait, where? Oh, I see. Y prime. I got you. And then you can just go on the line underneath it. Yeah.
And then I went and I did other. Wait, take 8x to the third plus 8.
Perfect. Anybody need some explanation on what's written up there or any parts of that? Okay, what I would like to do is jump to a much more difficult one. No, because you just multiply them out and then put them together. If you can't do that, you're not going to be able to do anything in the entire section. Let's do C. We won't go that hard yet. We'll just... I know you guys are going to consider C harder because it's trig. Okay, who do we got?
16.
William, the winner. Okay, I will leave it up to you on how you want to approach this. If you want to write the 4 things on the side and then write the derivative on the underneath, go for it. If you feel like you know how to do this well enough that you can just write out the 4 parts, you can do that.
I just need help with one thing. Is that F?
You have 2 choices. You can make F be 2 sine of x, and then G be cosine of x. Or the 2 multiplier can go to the derivative, and then F would be sine and G would be cosine. You pick what's ever easier for you to understand.
So I could make it F.
What you wrote is correct.
And then, okay. Well, that's all. So,
The 2 has to go with only one of them, though.
okay.
Now, we have 4 minutes, so
Oh, don't worry.
gotcha. It won't, because he's going to be the last person.
He's doing a lot of shenanigans.
We don't have enough time to go to another roll.
Oh.
Which one's first? I mean, it doesn't matter, but it's F.
F,
G prime?
FG prime plus GF prime.
F, G,
Perfect, GF prime. Yeah, I know. You're not going to be able to fit it. Yeah.
Was it sine squared x or is it sine x squared?
2 cosine squared x.
And then you
add that together, and that's just what it is.
Okay, last person. It sounded to me like you already had somebody rolled.
Yep, 7.
Okay, 7 is Ryan. Ryan, my question to you. The answer currently, when written nicely, would be 2 cosine squared x minus 2 sine squared x. Can I do anything with that? Like those Pythagorean identities, can I do something with that or not? Oh, you absolutely are bringing those back. Do you remember what the Pythagorean identity is, the popular one?
Sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x equals 1.
Perfect. Sine squared plus cosine squared. This one is not, because we have the subtraction symbol on the cosine on sine squared. So we would not do anything with this one. If you wanted to, you really could switch one of those into like the other form, but that would not be any benefit. So this would be the final answer. If it applies. A lot of times it will. Right. It's not like you get the whole problem wrong.